But we were there for an art show, and then we were like, we should go see Tatum. We never go to his house, because Arlington is the worst place ever. And I call him, and I'm like, hey, we want to come see you, but we don't remember exactly where you live. And I just left a voicemail because he didn't answer. And so Gina was like, I think I do remember where he lives, actually. Let's just go. And I was like, okay. So we drive there, and he's not home. And we we had got up and knocked on the door, nobody answers. And then he had this front window. He doesn't live there anymore, so I feel a little more comfortable telling this in detail. It's in Arlington, house number. But he had a window on his porch or whatever. It's like there's a porch, and then the door, and then the window right there. And so we're standing near the door, no one comes. And then Gino looks over and he's like, his window's open. It's not locked. And I was like, oh. Should we just go in? He was like, yeah. So we take off the screen, and then open the window, and then we go in, and we're like, what should we do? I don't know. Maybe, we were just kind of looking around, trying to figure out what to do. So we rearranged some of his furniture. We were trying to think of things that will mess with him, where it's kind of off, but not totally, and I guess it just needs mine. So we kind of moved around his furniture. I took some of his books. He has his house is a library. He has so many books, and so I took some of his books, or one of his books, and I wrote on Post-it notes thanks for having us, or something. I'm sure Tatum remembers exactly. I'm sure he has it framed. It's thanks for having us, or whatever, and left it in the book, or we had a great time, and then we left, and then as we were driving away, my brother was like, I kind of want to do more stuff. And I was like, I do too. And my brother and I are a lot alike. So we went to a 7-Eleven, and we bought, first of all, his favorite ice cream. You're welcome. Never thanked me for that. Bought some of his favorite ice cream, which was homemade vanilla, Bluebell. And so bought him some ice cream, and a 6-pack of mini beers, just because we thought it was funny, because he actually hates beer. So, got that, and I wrote, I heart Tatum on the ice cream. But I was writing it with a pen that, wasn't really working, so it was I want to see if I can recreate it. It looked like a serial killer. It was kind of like that. So very welcoming and sweet. And we put it all in his freezer and his fridge. So we leave, and then some time passes, and he gives Tatum, apparently calls my brother first. Calls my brother first, and then Gino calls me with a warning, because my brother didn't answer. He just saw that he was calling. He was like, I can do it. He's not an actor, so he can't lie as well. And so he let it go to voicemail, and then he called me, and he was like, he just called me, what do you do? What do we do? And I was like, don't worry about it. I got it. And so he calls me, and he's like, I got your voicemail. Did you guys stop by the house? And I was like, no, man, I told you in the voicemail. We didn't remember how to get there, so no. And he was like, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Gosh, yeah, it's just, something happened. And I was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, I think someone broke into the house. There's these weird messages and stuff. He hadn't found the ice cream yet. I was like, gosh, yeah, that's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. You should try to figure that out. And so